So now we're ready to start our bra construction. Before we start, I'd just like to share with you some of the useful tools that I have with me when I do bra construction. So the first thing I want to talk about are the needles. If you're dealing with stretch fabric like stretch lace or knit material, I would highly recommend you to use stretch needles or jersey needles. Some people like and prefer the Microtex needles. So do play around with the needles and see which one you're more comfortable using. It really depends on your machine as well as the fabric that you're using. Today I'll be using the stretch needles. I also got my thread here. This is 100% polyester thread. It's basically your regular sewing thread on the machine. I just like to make a note that if you are making a project with contrasting findings, you would like to be careful about the color of the thread that is in your bobbin and in your needle, depending on how you are feeding your project through the machine. Okay. Next, I love my clips. They come in very handy when I want to get things in place. The seam ripper is also very useful in terms of bra construction from my experience. And the last thing I'd like to talk about is this clear elastic that you may find in knit construction. This is very stable and it prevents stretching of certain areas in your garment where you don't want the knit or stretch fabric to stretch. So we will be needing this in our bra construction. So one of the most common questions asked is what kind of sewing machine or what type of stitches do you require to do bra construction? So I've done a swatch here to show you some of the stitches that I use. So the one on top is basically your regular straight stitch that we use to join certain layers together in our bra construction. You could vary the stitch length depending on what you're trying to do, and also the thickness of the fabric you are trying to sew. The next one is the zigzag stitch. So again, you can change the setting to get different types of density and width of zigzag stitch. So I do vary depending on which segment of the bra I'm constructing. The last one, you may have this on your machine, is a triple knit stitch or triple zigzag stitch. Again, you could change the setting to get different density and size of the stitch. The triple zigzag stitch is very good for knit fabric. So depending on your fabric and depending on your machine, you could choose either the zigzag or the triple zigzag stitch. They can be interchangeable. In my demonstration, I would usually stick with the zigzag stitch just because it's more common. So you don't really need a very high-end sewing machine to do bra construction.